How many of y'all use Canva Pro? Does everyone have Canva Pro? Okay. If you don't have Canva Pro, I would 100% suggest getting it. Let me see where my screen is. I have two screens here, so that's what my issue is being here. What do you guys see? A frog or my Canva screen?
The
Canvas
camera.
screen.
Okay, perfect. I'm like, a frog is on my big screen when I look to the right, and my Canva screen is here. Okay, so it's $12.99 a month for you to have Canva Pro. It is so worth it, especially if making video and any sort of templates or flyers or anything that you make on, like, for listing presentations, open houses, all of that stuff. I use every single thing I use for Canva. Yes, my brokerage and probably every single brokerage has some sort of marketing templates that you can use, but I personally brand everything myself. I don't want to use the colors of my brokerage and I don't have to use that, so that's something important to me. I know with certain ones you do have to use your brokerage colors, but I would suggest if you don't have to, I would make your own and I would make it what you want your colors to be and what you want your fonts and your logos and everything to be. So Canva has so many different fonts and logos and colors. And they even have like logo makers that you can come in here and make your own logos for yourself, and it's super easy to make. Um, so if that's something that, you want to rebrand yourself, which I think that everyone should be wanting to rebrand yourself, because you don't want to brand yourself as a brokerage. I know a lot of you with personally, and I was with the brokerage. I left that brokerage, went to another one, and I always told everyone, no matter what brokerage you're with, I don't brand myself for my brokerage. I brand myself for myself for that specific reason. I use my own personal email. I use, all of that for my own, for that reason exactly, because if I was to leave that brokerage, now that brokerage has my name all over everything instead of, me and not them. So that is something that I would definitely look into and, really, really think about if it's not something that you're already doing, is to, brand yourself with your own colors, with everything of your own. Okay, so I'm gonna get started on property tours and making the property tour videos and editing them in Canva. So I use my phone for every single video that I make. I don't have a big fancy camera or anything like that. I use my phone. I go to the houses and usually I will use my ring light and I'll hold it so it's a little bit more steady. I also have, it must be in my car. Oh no, it's right here. I have one of these things that I do my property tours with. Um, and it opens up and it automatically moves my phone so you're not walking around like this for a property tour. So I put it on here. It's kind of far enough away that I can get myself in the picture and I can do my front talking part in front of the house. So that's where this is a video that I just recently did, that I'm going to share and kind of show you exactly how I made it. But this is the type of view that I'm talking about, where I'm in front of the camera and I have it, like, I'm literally holding it on my ring light. And I'm talking and I'm just saying, hey, Heather Knox here, your San Antonio Realtor. I'm here at the Toll Brothers house, blah, blah, blah about it. And then let's go inside and check it out. And then I literally just take my camera, turn it around either on this or on my ring light, and go and I record the house. So you don't need anything fancy. Shannon, I'll send you the brand. It's something with a Z. It's literally from Amazon. I buy everything from Amazon. I have this. I have a big podium ring light. I have a light in front of me right now. I just go on Amazon. It was like 15 bucks for this thing. Not even expensive. So that's where you don't have to go have all of this, big crazy thing to just record these videos. And if anyone saw my post I just posted a little bit ago on Facebook, I'm walking through the grocery store last night from this exact video I'm going to show you guys. And that now client, reached out to me and said, I'm interested in this house of this video from my YouTube. And she sent me probably three different YouTube videos of mine interested in those houses. So she got into my YouTube video from, probably a search, and then saw that video, saw a couple other videos, and then, messaged me because in my description, I have, my phone number, my email, my all of that information. So she sees it. So we're going to get into the actual like editing part of Canva so you guys can see exactly what is happening. So I'm going to show you the video first, and then I'm going to break it down so you guys can see what it is I made and then how I made it. Any questions? While we're going? Okay. I can only see 6 of you, so I don't know where everyone else is at. There they are. Okay. So let me know if you can hear it and everything.
I don't hear any sound, but I can see the video playing.
You don't hear sound?
No.
Ah, how do I make it have sound over here? Son of a biatch. I don't know if I can do it with sound for you guys. It's literally just music playing.
No big deal.
Okay, but I want it to. Let me see if I can do this. The words are going to be off, but I can do it on my phone. So that's also a thing with Canva Pro. I'm not sure if the other one is, but I can literally use Canva right here on my phone as well. So this is just what the music sounds like this. Let's play. Yeah. Nothing like crazy, just like something a little climatic where it kind of hits here and there. And then
Everyone, Heather Knopf here. I am your San Antonio Hill Country Realtor. Today I am out at Kinder Ranch at the Toll Brothers model home. This home is 3-car garage. It can be all the way up to 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms if you want it, around 3,800 square feet. There are 3 of this actual model home that should be done around April time, so look out for those. But let's go inside and check out this one and see what it's all about.
So right there, see where I added in, took out my video. This is going to be an important part, so make sure we go back to, I'm going to show you how to do all these little edits. So I just took someone going through the process of, looking for a home. They see this beautiful home, they see me, but they know nothing about the area. They might not even have driven to the area yet. So now they can clearly see here that I'm showing them San Antonio, Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, Bernie's over here to the left. Like they can clearly see where the house is at. So if you're just going to show them a house and show them a pretty house, and there's lots of pretty houses out there, we really need to narrow down your videos to location. Anyone that's coming from a different location, they don't know where you're at. You think they know where you're at, but you guys are smart realtors that think everyone knows what's happening when that's actually not the case. Like most consumers don't know half of the stuff that we know about real estate. And so location is probably your number one most important part that you guys need to make sure that you're putting on a video, that people understand what they're looking at and where they're looking at. So by adding just a simple map here, I went and I Googled this area. I took the map, I screenshotted it, I uploaded it to my video. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how to make these simple little arrows just from over here in all of the elements. And then I'm going to just keep going here. So there's no more talking, it's just that same music throughout the whole thing, so if you can't hear it. And then this little extra thing that I added in here, we all know new construction right now is the biggest hit. But it was just a simple little blank screen. I entered this in here about, don't buy without a realtor because everyone thinks that they want to buy a new construction home without a realtor. I'm just giving them a little pre-warning right in the middle of the video before they get the exciting part. And I won't bore you with the whole thing because it's just a slow walkthrough. Now this video is 8 minutes and 45 seconds long. So when you're making a YouTube video of a property tour, you want your videos to be long. You want this video to be like that person is walking through that model home as them, because that's what they want to see without having to go drive around, meet a realtor, do all the things first, and pick out this home basically without you. So it's just going to go through the whole thing, through each room, and then I just go to different spots in the house. But I really don't like skip much. Like I will go through the entire house slowly. Let's see where else we're at. Okay. Does that kind of all make sense there for this part? Okay. So that's just like the overall gist of how long these videos for a property tour should be. So if you're doing, you can also make reels on here. I don't suggest it because Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, they like you to make your videos in their platform, and that's a whole nother training. But you can make reels in here if you want them to be all pretty. So it just goes through to the very end. I'm still literally walking through the house. I set it up on the island. I set up my little platform on the island and I record myself opening the door. Like, get yourself back into the video. And then at the very end, I add a little thank you for watching. And that's literally it. So all of this is completely made here in Canva. Do y'all have any questions before I get started, like actually diving into how I made it? You can unmute if you do. Okay.
How did you put the subscribe in there, Heather?
That's over here in Elements. So we're going to get to that. So if you pay
Okay.
for the paid subscription, anything that has the little crown on it is pro. So you get it for that. So you can just come in here, type YouTube, subscribe, and all of these little buttons will pop up.
Okay. So
So
that's
you
on
can,
Pro only.
it's on pro, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so I can mess with this one because this is a copy. So the amazing thing about Canva, if you're in the main homepage of it, if you make any sort of video, you can, or video, template, design, anything you want, you click on these three dots here and you make a copy. So anytime I have a completed, done product, and I don't want to mess with it and I want to go back and edit something else, say like my listing presentation or a template or an open house, I always have a main template and then I will go click here and I will make a copy and it'll just put another little box right here next to it that'll say copy of whatever. So make sure that you're making copies of everything so you aren't going and messing up your actual design. So these are all copies, so I don't really care if I mess with them. So I'm gonna start with this one. This is, say, a blank template. If I didn't have any of this in here, I would have a blank template here that would be a blank page, just like this. Okay, so right here I clicked the plus button and it added me a blank page. So anywhere in your videos you can add a blank page. So I'm just going to click on the first blank page and then all of my videos, since I use my phone, yes, Lolita, it is recorded, but it's only going to be available to anyone in the coaching community after. So this, I lost track. All of my videos that I record on my phone are automatically sent to my iCloud. I log into my iCloud on my computer, and I can now download all of my videos. So I'm not emailing them to myself. I'm not trying to get them from somewhere. I will go onto Apple iCloud and I will download all of my videos straight from there. And then they all are saved straight into my computer files, which I don't think you guys can see what is happening right now, but I saved them all into my computer files. And so then when I just click upload here, it goes automatically into my computer files. Can you guys see like my download files? Okay, so they automatically come into here when I download them. So I just go to my iCloud, I download them all to my computer, and then now I can click on any of these pictures here or videos, and they automatically will upload to Canva here. And so they just pop up here. So I'm under here under uploads, And then there's images, which is just all the pictures. There's videos. And then if you were to go record any audio on your phone, which I do a lot of like just recordings, it'll be here in your audio and you can upload those as well if you have an audio file somewhere. So in my videos here, all I would do is come in and find that exact video that I just uploaded, and I would click on it, and it automatically puts it over here into my files or into my folder. And so now I can, do whatever I want with this video. So now as it's going through and it's playing, I can come through and say I want to pause it right here. Just say I want to pause it like right here. And I want to, let's do it when I walk in the door. Say I want to make it like a elaborate like change of scenery. Like I want to change it now from the door to like going inside the house. You right click on it and you click split page. So now these two videos they're still going to play exactly the same together, but now I can add a transition in here. So if I click play, see how it's still played, but now I can add a transition. I click on this in between them. There's a little bubble there, and I can choose any one of these transitions that I want. So let's just do a color. And so now when I press play, it makes it more fancy, because when people look at these videos, they don't want to just watch a bland, boring video from start to finish. So I usually try to crop it up in between rooms. So I'll let it play and just let it keep going. And then when I get to like, say the kitchen or somewhere like fancier, like a whole different room, I'll just pause it again, cut it, split it, add a transition. So this is all just being creative. Like it's nothing, where there's no rules to it really. It's just being creative and making it look like something that is interesting to watch. So that's as easy as the transitions are. So when it comes to words, I'm going to delete this music here so you guys can't see it anyways, but I'm going to show you how to put it back. So when it comes to words on the screen, same thing. Everything is over here in the left screen. Does someone have a question? No, okay. Everything is over here in the left screen. Why do I hear something? Maybe it's my screen. Okay. If you want to add text on the screen, you would just come over here to the text button. And then you can add any of these, just add a simple heading. Or you can come down here and use like recently used if you use different ones a lot. And just because they're pink and purple and, all of these different colors doesn't mean you have to keep them that color. So if you just happen to really like the font of Wild, but you don't like the font of Sale, you can just click on it and it'll put it here on your screen. But you can delete the Sale one, you can delete the 50% off, and say I just want it to say Wild. You just click on that, you click on Wild, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can change the color, just like you can like in anything else, like a Word document. Okay, so now I want this word to say, let's do like Toll Brothers. This is way too big. And if I'm going like too fast or something doesn't make sense, just stop me. Because this is I just learned this along the way, and it just kind of now just is second nature to what I have to do for it all. So I wanted to say like Toll Brothers, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, this font. See, I'm not liking this font because it's too like busy. So if someone comes in here and looks at it, they're gonna be like, I can't even read the words on the screen. So you can highlight it, come up here to the fonts, and just pick a different one. And if you noticed, I moved this and it's crooked. You just move this little guy here to 0% and now he's straight. So everything has like templates. If you kind of look in the background, there's purple, there's lines back in the background. that you can see that my words are now like in the middle of the screen because there's a white line or a purple line that goes down the middle. So there's this basic. So now I still, looking at these words, are they hard? They're kind of hard to see, right? So you want to make them a little more pop, a little more something to them. So you can highlight them and click on these effects and animate up here. So for the effects, I want it to have a shadow. So now I can make it a shadow. I can make it a bright red shadow. I can make it, you know, gold, whatever color it is. You come in here and you just kind of mess with them. You just have to design it and design it however you want. Animate is where it's going to make the words do things across the screen. So if you looked at my last one, my words typed across the screen, which I'll go actually to that part. It all moves so quickly. Just where it's at. Nope. All right, let's delete this whole section. Okay, right here. So here they're typing across the screen. You kind of want to keep it so people want to like read it. So that's the whole point of it going, you know, where people are having to read it or like anticipate what's going to happen next. So that's just up here in the same thing. In effects, I have the typewriter effect on. So you can make that into anything. You can make it fade. You can make it like if you need to scroll over things, all sorts of different effects here. And so that just makes it just more attractive for someone to be wanting to watch it. Does that all make sense? Anything else you guys want to see with that? Okay. Feel free to unmute if you have any questions along the way. So then I'm going to keep going. So that's just font, effects, typewriter. Yes, ma'am.
So how do you get it? Because I was messing with this the other day and like it just stayed on the whole entire time. How do you get it to stop?
So see all my little crops and transitions in here? These little infinity marks, that's exactly how I made it stop. So I cropped that video, I split that video when I wanted it to stop typing.
Okay.
So I wanted it to stop and I wanted to say the next one. So right here, I did a transition, I split it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yep, every single time I wanted it to stop and talk about it, but if you watch the video through, it doesn't look like it's split because behind the scenes, you don't know that. So the video just keeps playing even though the new words are coming up on the screen. So now I'm going to go into the next where I'm talking on the screen. So this, I just kind of made it like a, you know, exciting for them to come and watch. So here, same exact thing. These are all just fonts with banners behind them. So each of these little purple boxes is just a different font, a different writing. And then like this up here with the subscribe over here in elements. So for this banner, for example, I wanted a pretty banner in the background. I just typed in gold banner. So now all of these little banners can pop up and I can choose from any of them. You just come and you choose on them. They make a banner here. So how it went over my face here and it went over like it now is behind my fonts. Anything that you have here on the screen, any sort of element or image, you click position and that's where you can put them backwards. So now it's behind my picture. You want to bring it back forward. If you want to bring it forward all the way to the front, it's going to block everything. So that's where position will move any of your little elements here. You can move them to the back, to the front to get them so they're not covering up stuff. So that was over here in elements. Pick anything that you want. Same with the subscribe button. So if you want your subscribe button to move, so like, you know how you watch videos and they pop or they scroll in or they do stuff? That's if you watch my subscribe button, see how it moves? Same thing. All of this up here, you click on whatever it is that you want to edit. You click on this. I clicked on that I wanted to animate it. So when this doesn't say pop, it says animate. And I wanted it to pop. So if I want to pan it in, if I want to wipe it in, pop it in, all of those, you just click on whatever it is that you want to be editing and then it'll give you what you can or can't do to it, basically. So now I'm going to go on to where it says here, moving to Texas, let's chat, contact info below. See, this screen here doesn't have it. You click play. I split the page here, so now I can add the new text. I added and moved to Texas, and I have it coming in as a typewriter. So I wanted it to come in slowly. So under the typewriter, and then when you click on the typewriter, you can now click how fast or slow you want it to type in. So if you don't want it to be like zooming in across the screen to where you can't read it, I just sped it down, and so now it comes in slower. If I wanted it to come in faster, you just move it up, and it zooms across the screen faster. Got it? Cool. Same with the animate. So I just come in here and I just kind of mess with things. If I want it to animate and move in on both when it comes up on the screen and when it goes out on the screen, you click both, on enter, on exit. It's kind of, really just getting in here and messing around with all of these little tabs on the left side, because that's where everything is going to be at. So that's that. This little Texas state. How do I stop it? Sometimes the problem is things get like in the way of things, and you have to like move them out the way so I can get in touch with this little guy here. So this, same thing, I typed in, I'm pretty sure I just typed in like the Texas state, and a little image popped up of the Texas state. So I just click it over here, and now the Texas state is, I use this one, is here. So I just, made it bigger, smaller, just to give it a little bit of extra like attraction. Okay, so just little simple things like that, and I just, threw it in here. And same thing with this, I could animate it if I wanted it to, I can make it pop, I can make it come in and do something. It's really just up to, your imagination of whatever it is that you want to do with it. And anything, you can just click on it, delete it, add it back. Canva is very forgiving when it comes to making errors. So if you ever make an error and you just click on this back arrow, it's very forgiving. Like, it doesn't, and it saves it for you every single time you do something. You don't have to worry that, oh, your computer died or something happened. It saves it for you right away, and then you can pretty much reverse as far back as you need to. So you can just keep on going. So that's like the main part of like adding text to screen, adding elements and little buttons and all of that sort of stuff. Do you guys have any questions about all of that? No? Okay. So I'm going to keep going. So now I'm going to make this page. Okay, so if you notice here, it's 3 different pages because I wanted the arrows to come in all at 3 different times. So when I made the main page, I made it, this one image, same exact way that I did before. I went over to Google, I typed in probably just like Spring Branch, Texas or something, wherever it was that I wanted to be at, found a map of the area, uploaded it here into, so here's like the map right here. I just found it, uploaded it just from my files, click it, it brings it over to my page, and then that's when now I can edit it from there. So I kind of cropped it so it showed, certain areas, but let's go through like the very beginning of this. So 1 arrow pops in, 2 arrows, and then 3. So if you look at the very first page, all I have is San Antonio Airport. It's just text. I can move this text anywhere I want to on the screen. It's just red, basic text. So that I click text. I clicked on just a basic one, added it. I think I probably even just clicked on like add a subheading. It just brings in a basic font, and I changed it. So then the arrow is same thing as an element. And you can use whichever ones you want. You just click on it, and then here you can also change the colors of certain ones. Some of them you can't, some of them you can. You can come in here and you can change it. So I just made this, same thing, I clicked animate. I think I made it fade in, or however I made it move in, I panned it in. And then I wanted, this black little mark on it. Let's say it's just a, what is that one in? I think it's a, that might have been the arrow with the black on. I was thinking if it had a shadow, but it doesn't. So same thing, if I wanted it to, say I didn't want it to be on top of this other red arrow, you can just move it backwards and now the other arrow is on top of it. So you just, click on whatever images that you want and move it around. So that must have been what I typed in. So I actually typed in Kinder Ranch community because that's the community that I was in. So the map automatically had this little map marker there with Kinder Ranch community written there. If it didn't, you could easily just add a text, add a little image of a map marker, and put the community in there. Or the location, or if you're at like, the lake, or you went and visited a certain park or something, just add a little map marker, add the name, and put an arrow to it. So I was just letting people know that this is within 16 minutes of San Antonio Airport. And then this one, I did it again with let this one still come in, this arrow, but then I added this little guy here. And then I added the shopping and dining of what's nearby. So if they came and lived there, this is what's going to be nearby. So remember like local places when you're making these videos. And then most of the time when people move to a certain place, what are the things that they always want? They want to know where the grocery store is, they want to know where the schools are, and they want to know where the entertainment is. Most people in our area here in San Antonio want to know where the airport is. I would probably say 90% of people want to know where the closest airport is to wherever it is that they're living, unless they really just want to live in the middle of nowhere. So airport's important, food is important, schools, and like entertainment and where they can go and do stuff. So if you live in like a skiing town or, the beach or anything like that, try to think of like the most popular thing that's in that area that they can go to. We all know, where I live, Canyon Lake is like one of the most popular places to go to, or tubing in New Braunfels. So think of where it is that you live and what people want to do where you live and why they want to do that where you live at. So just, always be thinking about that sort of stuff when you're making these videos for people. Does anyone have questions about how to do these little pop-ins? Nope. Okay, good. Does it all make sense? I know it's a lot at one time. You'll have it recorded, so don't worry. You can go back and rewatch it. Or if you're like Mike, Mike is in our coaching program and he, reached out to me, said, I need help with Canva. Another amazing thing about Canva is that you can share it with people. So he had his video that he was making. Up here at the top, there's this little plus button, and you can add someone to come and work on a video or whatever it is that you're making. You can have them come and work with you on it. So I could literally see what he was doing as he was doing it without being on a Zoom call. We were just both in Canva. I'd be like, okay, let's go fix this and this and this. I would just type it on the screen and then he would be able to see what I type on the screen. So if you guys need help with like any of the Canva stuff and you're in the coaching program, that is something that we do, is hop in there with you and you're like, I'm stuck. I can't figure out how to make this transition work. You just, DM us in the platform and just like Mike did, and we were able to help you. So
it's a great feature. I love it.
Isn't it? But I was just able to he was like, I'm stuck here. Can you go watch my video and tell me what else I need? And I just popped into his video, edited a few things here and there. He couldn't figure out how to add the music. I said, let's add some music to it. Threw some music on his video, and now it's basically ready for him to go save and share. So that is something that with the one-on-one coaching that you guys can get that as a part of all of making all of this. So I'm going to keep going on with this if this all makes sense. And then this was just a basic page. I clicked plus, I added a page, I added some fonts to it, off we went, okay? So that's really it when it comes to making these videos. If you guys have any questions about making these property tours, ask them now. If not, I'm going to move on to the templates just so we're not wasting, all of your guys' time. I was trying to do this in 30 minutes, but I think I can get it done in 45. But yeah, ask me any questions you have about making the videos and then I'll move on to the templates. Nothing? Good? Awesome. Very cool. Okay, so that's that in a nutshell. So this 3 bars brings you back to all of your, you know, everything that you make on here. And so it saves everything for you. So I can go in here and see every little design template, every single thing that I've made. It's pretty amazing. So the listing presentation. So this is, if you get any sort of PDF or you share a file with someone, or if you want to, go on Etsy and buy something, you can come in here and edit it all through Canva if it's something that's editable like that. You can upload PDFs on here. Sometimes they don't work totally good when you're uploading them, but that's okay. You can move everything around on here. So this is, if you've purchased one of my listing presentations or buyer guides, this is exactly how you're going to get it. It's going to pull up on your screen just like this. And where you can edit any of these pages. So these are all just pages that I came in and I made. I went to brand new, create a design, and I created not a presentation, I created I don't even know what, a brochure, I think. It was one of the two. It was just up there. It was a bounded book thing. So anyway, so this is what it looks like. So when you come in here, you can now take any of these images, any of this words, everything here, and you can change it out with your own. So you just go to upload, you go over to images, you select whatever images that you want. Let's just select this one, and you just pull it over from your images and it pops right into there. So if I want to edit this image, I just click on it and I click edit photo. And if say I want to remove the background from it, you just click background remover. It goes away. So now there's no background behind me, it's just this little bar. Same with all the words. You can come in here, change all of your own, change all of these little fonts. It's literally 100% editable however you want it. If you want to come in here and you like what this is saying, but you want to add another page of it, you just click this box, duplicate page, and it duplicates that page. Say you like the background of it, but you want to change the picture, same thing. You just change the picture out. You want to change the words, you just change the words out. It's very easy to make it very editable for you. That's really how to change and work with the templates. If you want to download it, you click share, you click download, and then if you want to just share it through like an image, it would be a PNG. But if you want to save this as a PDF, or you want to save it like any of the videos for the property tours, you would save those as an MP4. Yes, an MP4, and then that would save it, and it just saves it directly to your computer. But if you want to print with Canva, so this right here is a printed listing presentation that I printed with Canva. It's very nice quality. It's like thick cardstock paper, and it prints like beautifully. All the colors, everything is literally the same. So I just clicked print with Canva. It's telling me here what I have to do. You have to have an even number of pages to print, which is fine. But you can come through here and you can preview exactly what it's going to look like. So I can see this is what it looked like. And then you choose the kind of paper you want. I clicked premium because I wanted it to be thicker. And then if you wanted to have a cover, if you wanted to have a black page on the back, and then I wanted it to be bound. And I literally just clicked continue. It shipped right to my house for 10 bucks. You can also do these at the post office if you want them quicker, not the post office, the UPS store. So if you have a local UPS store, which I know a lot of you guys are local here to me, both the Canyon Lake one does it, the one on 46 does them. I would say it probably takes like a day, but they, they're nicely bound here. Same thing, good paper. But if you look here on Canva, see how it has these little holes here. So when you're editing and you click that you want to print it and you want it bound, now I can see that, my words aren't going to get cut off here on the side. So if it was over here in these little boxes, you want to make sure that it's not in those little boxes. But that's pretty much Canva in a nutshell. Same thing when it comes to like the open house flyers or anything like that. You can just come over here. You want to make a flyer. And over here, you can just type in what it is that you want. Do you want an open house? And they have so many templates. Look at all these open house templates. You can literally just pick from one of these. You can purchase them off of Etsy. I have a bunch that I've made that you can purchase. So you can literally purchase them from anywhere, or I'm sure your brokerage has them as well. And you just come in here and the same thing, and you just move things around and edit them and make effects and change it. So that is Canva in a nutshell, how we use it for realtors. I hope that all made sense enough to be able to help you guys to go out and actually make some videos. I do have the QR codes here. If you are not a part of our Facebook group, I do a lot of like free things on there. That's where a lot of people learn about this Canva group specifically, or Canva class specifically, was the Facebook group. So that's that. And then this one on the right, the value is our actual coaching program. So it is, you know, month to month. You can pay for a whole year, however it is you want to do it, but it's one-to-one coaching. There's not a wait list anymore. So if you want to sign up for the coaching, it's all together. You get all of my templates, all of my listing presentations, buyer guides, everything that you need. We're doing, our mastermind is tomorrow. If you guys want to come on there, where I'm gonna actually be talking about getting listings and getting sellers, because we all know what's going on with the NAR settlement and what everyone's kind of saying about it, that you need to be, you know, more thinking listings, and how we're getting those, but then also how to, you know, help the buyers that we do have and help, I guess, educate the buyers and sellers of what's going on with everything. So that is a lot more in detail in the coaching program. You get an entire community of referrals. If anyone in our community is from different states, you get those referrals. And we do social media audits, in-person classes, which actually Thursday, we are doing a field trip down to San Antonio to some really cool townhomes that we will actually be there in person to help you. I haven't announced it yet, Shannon. I saw your face go, what? It's on something. I need to look it up, because I was almost not going to be able to make it, and I think I'll be able to make it now Thursday. But where we can go and actually record these townhomes in person, so I can help you, like, you know, guide you through the video and do all of that. So that will be Thursday. And you don't have to be a part of the coaching program to go to that.